idea to use MRatio to control sidechain input so that you could control multiple instruments from one channel. Why would you do this, and why wouldn't you just use banks? Well, right now you're getting better performance by using multiple channels on your DAW. So you want to be able to utilize as many channels as possible, but of course it's a lot more complex doing something like that. So I'll just show what I did here and then explain what's going on. So that's really cool, even though it sounds kind of silly. Basically, I'm triggering 7 different things happening, and I have 6 MRatios set up. And as you can see, there's a little arrow here in Logic. That means it's sidechain engaged. And I actually have the sidechain hidden. So on each of these instances of MRatio, I have a different sidechain channel. So it's a little complex to use right now, but basically I wanted to give a proof of example. And what we're really looking at is this guy right here. Because if I played all of these through one instance, let's say I had all these sounds in M-Sound Factory or MXXX, what would happen is everything is going to get utilized in just one thread. So even though there's multi-threading, it's still a little bit rough these days, and it's better to utilize your DAW's multi-threading. So that's what we're trying to do here. So one more time around really quickly, I'll just show what's happening here with the CPU. So we even have a thread opening up here. That's pretty amazing. All right, and so what that also does is it gives you the capability to run all of this stuff through one channel, because my master plan was much easier in my head than in reality to pull off, which is to make the articulator style instrument that I have in mind, which basically means taking the most critical sounds of sound creation of instruments, something like pianos, guitars, synthesizers. I'm taking those, but having it all accessible in one place and morphable. So the morphing quality is coming from MRatio. So you can then morph in between all of these things using different kinds of controllers on the fly, and there's actually really almost no noticeable latency, because this tool is just basically designed to talk between channels. So, and therefore, the articulator would be able to control a large number of instruments, as many basically as your CPU can handle inside your DAW. So that means going from being able to only utilize one core or one thread or whatever they have going on here to as many as you have, and then if you have a Logic Node or any kind of a supplemental slave system, you could use it for that as well. So just to wrap up, all we're doing here is we want to make one instrument control multiple channels. Oh, and so also I had to record, engage everything to get this to work, and also mute these channels that aren't being used on the DAW itself, except for the main channel here. And what happens there is you're going to get an overdub if you leave them unmuted and various other weird anomalies. So there's a lot more things you can do with this concept. And additionally, if you have this main instrument going to an aux like I do here, then that means you could then process all of this stuff through one master channel strip for different kinds of effects, and that includes sticking something like MXXX on that channel strip, so you have basically the sky's the limit. I'll wrap it up there. Interesting development, and hopefully we can get this set up to work with key switches.